Northern politicians want to unseat Tinubu in 2027 because of these 10 key reasons. Hello and welcome to Unbiased with Enito. Recent political maneuvers in Nigeria have sparked intense speculation and debate, particularly centered around the alleged effort of prominent northern politicians to challenge President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections. Spearheading this discourse is Shehu Sani, a former senator and outspoken activist who has highlighted the significance of recent visits by northern leaders to ex-President Muhammadu Buhari in Daura, Katsina State. These visits, ostensibly made under the guise of Eid homage, are believed by Shehu Sani to mask a deeper agenda to resurrect Buhari's political influence and rally northern sentiment against Tinubu's administration. Sani's assertion underscores a complex web of regional politics, historical grievance, and ambitions shaping Nigeria's political landscape as it navigates towards future elections. Resurrecting Buhari's political charisma. Northern politicians aim to leverage the political influence and appeal that President Muhammadu Buhari wielded during his presidency. They see this as a way to consolidate a strong northern alliance behind their candidates. For example, emulating Buhari's focus on anti-corruption and security, which resonated strongly with northern voters. Number 3. Mobilizing northern sentiments. There is a strategy to capitalize on regional sentiments using Buhari as a unifying figure to mobilize support against President Tinubu, who hails from the south. For example, invoking shared cultural and religious ties among northern populations to rally support. Desire for political power. Northern politicians harbor ambitions to regain what they perceive as central political power, which they feel has shifted to the south under Tinubu's presidency. For example, seeking to restore perceived northern political dominance in national governance. This would help them as they perceive to restore their political dominance. Criticisms of Tinubu's government. There is a dissatisfaction with the policies, promises, and programs of President Bola Tinubu's administration among northern elites. Critiquing economic policies or security strategies that are perceived as ineffective or detrimental to northern interests. Historical grievances. Some view Tinubu's presidency as a continuation of policies perceived to have disadvantaged the North during previous administration. For example, allegations of economic marginalization or unequal distribution of federal resources. Nostalgia for Buhari era. Despite criticisms, there remains a nostalgic sentiment for Buhari's era, particularly among northern elites who benefited politically and economically during his tenure. A case study is the fondness for Buhari's leadership style and perceived integrity in public discourse. Economic and security concerns. Criticism about current economic conditions and security challenges under Tinubu's leadership, comparing them unfavorably to the relative stability during Buhari's tenure. A look at unemployment rates, inflation, and the handling of insurgencies or communal conflicts. Unity and stability concerns. There is apprehension that political maneuvers to unseat Tinubu could destabilize national unity and ignite regional tensions, especially if perceived as exploiting North-South divides. A look at concerns about ethnic or regional polarization in the run-up to elections. Northern elite power dynamics. Internal power struggles and ambitions within the northern political elites are driving them to consolidate early and strategize for the next election cycle. For example, competing factions within northern political parties vie for influence and control. Public perception and backlash. There is a risk of alienating southern voters and triggering backlash for perceived attempt to manipulate regional sentiments for political gain. A case study: southern voters may perceive the move as divisive or exclusionary, affecting electoral outcomes. In conclusion, Sheikh Sani's observation and warnings about the recent political maneuvers in Nigeria, particularly regarding the alleged plot by northern politicians to unseat President Bola Tinubu in 2027, reflect deeper currents within the country's political fabric. His critique of using regional sentiment and nostalgic appeals to Buhari's era as tools for political mobilization highlights the risk of exacerbating North-South divides and undermining national unity. As Nigeria prepares for future elections, the complexities of power dynamics, historical grievances, and personal ambitions will continue to shape the discourse and decisions within its political sphere, potentially influencing the country's democratic trajectory. Thank you so much for watching Unbiased with Eniitan. I remain yours truly, Oluwatobi Eniitan. Bye for now.